I like to say this. I posted a video this morning of 3 police units over at the Boys and Girls Club with my 11-year-old grandson and my 9-year-old granddaughter walking on the track. They came down Cherry Street, two of the units flying back to back. They turned over there at the Boys and Girls Club where my grandchildren was walking on the track. I made my grandchildren come on back to the house. I got my video camera. They decide they want to take off. The 3rd unit pulled up right when they pulled up. Okay, so when I put on my video camera, they took off. All 3 of them ran that stop sign right there by that bus.
Tina just called talking about my car when we go.
So,
yes.
So my case was I called to the PD and I called the city manager's office, who's now the acting chief of police. And I called and asked for Troy Brimage also, since he's the mayor. Now, during the campaign, there was no problem for Troy Brimage to call me and says that I shouldn't say them things about him because of his family. So I apologize for that. But when it comes down to the safety of my family, I can't even call these people to try to find out what was the intentions of these 3 officers, being that here in America now, they are shooting unarmed black men, they're shooting children, and our police department is a cesspool of crime. Always have been and always will be. It's debatable for some, but in the minority community, it has always been like this and it will always be like this because of our city government and how our city government is ran. Not only that our city government is not being held accountable for what they do wrong, because our county does not hold our city government or any city government accountable for what their officers do in these communities. Now, with that being said, I have done filed 2 federal cases against the police department in Freeport for brutality. There's a 3rd one in the making. Now, we're supposed to be living in America with the assumption that the police are here to help you. But when people are afraid of the police or don't have trust in the police, they're not going to call the police for help. And I'm one of those people. I'd rather not have the EMS or the police department. I don't care if someone break in and try to rob me. I will not call those people for nothing because I don't trust not one of them. These are facts. After Captain Raymond Garvey falsified my documents and sent them to the DA's office, which he was removed from HPD Police Department for falsifying documents and tampering and taking stuff out of the evidence room. These come to me from HPD officers out of Houston. So with that being said, I would like to know why Mr. Brimage can't give me a call when he gave me a call during the campaign. I would like to know why Mr. Pines can't give me a call when I sent him the video of his officers, and I sent him one 2 months prior to this one because they had another officer doing the exact same thing. This is a pattern. This needs to stop. No one should live in fear of their police department. No one should have to worry about their city manager or their mayor not handling their business concerning citizens feeling threatened by the police department. That's here in the city of Freeport, Texas. Mr. Brimage, you know my phone number. Give me a call at your earliest convenience, hopefully today. That way I can contact my attorney and let him know exactly what you're going to do and what are you not going to do? The time for people to live in fear has stopped. It's ended with me. I will contact my law firm. I will let my law firm know exactly what's going on. I will send them both videos, the videos from 2 months ago and the videos from today, and let them address that with you, because you know that I'm not going to go around saying nothing against the police when they're doing something right. But when they're doing something wrong to me, you know that I'm coming point blank to you and say, you need to handle this, Mr. City Manager or Chief or Mr. Mayor or Mrs. Mayor. Because I don't believe that no one should be living in fear, and I don't trust these policemen because they trigger happy and they like to harass African Americans. I'm coming live on Facebook for a simple fact and a simple reason. In this atmosphere in America, the police can say anything and you just dead or you just beat up. But when you try to report it ahead of time, no one wants to accept the responsibility or listen to your calls. Now, if we can't address this by talking to the mayor or by talking to the chief of police, then I will come to the council meeting and I will address it with the council and the mayor and the chief of police at the same time, because something has to be done. And if we can't get it done this way, I will file a complaint with the Department of Justice, because I know I can't get nothing done here in Brazoria County, but I will file my complaint with the Department of Justice and we can work from there, because it's time for it to stop. Mr. Pines, Mr. Brimage, you guys need to stop them guys from harassing citizens and making threats towards children. Okay? If I wasn't standing behind my car working on my lawnmower, putting air in the tire, they would have done something to my grandchildren, and I was standing out there. This is the only reason why they took off, because when I got my camera out and I called those grandkids back, that's why they took off. So what was their intentions in the first place when they saw those two little children walking on the tracks? And they went down Cherry Street, hung a left, then turned left up into the Boys and Girls Club in that parking lot, and immediately I called my grandkids back, and the third unit pulled up. Then they sat there. When I took my camera out and started videotaping them, they sped off and ran that stop sign right next to that bus over there. So what was their intentions? What were they fixing to do to my grandkids? This is what's very important. You have my number, Mr. Brimage. Mr. Pines, you have my number. You've been having my number. I've called City Hall and left messages. I even called to the PD and left messages. And I still haven't got a return call from neither one of y'all. Hopefully somebody that's here on Facebook will see this and let you guys know to give me a call. We cannot step back and let injustice happen to one, because it'll happen to all of us. Our city is being ran as a dictatorship by these people that cannot even tell us what's really going on in the city. They can't even tell us where the money going at in the city, because there's so much crime within our city government. Yeah, I speak out. I'm an activist. I speak out. This is why they attack me so much. This is why they file false statements on me. This is why they don't take my reports. This is why my family, my grandchildren, myself, we stay living in danger by our city government. And I'm calling you guys out on the record. I can speak to you guys face to face and tell you guys exactly what y'all do and what y'all don't do. And you guys know it. That's why you won't call. That's why you won't stand up and do the right thing. You know that our police department is a cesspool of crime. And I quote again, Jerry Yenny stated that she know that Freeport include is a cesspool of crime. She told me this personally. And if she know it, why do she accept anything out of the city of Freeport against any citizen when she admitted that she know that Freeport is a cesspool of crime? See, we don't have righteous governance. We don't have a righteous justice system. We have a system that targets the poor and the minority people within this community and in this county. It's not like Randy Weber's office don't know, because everything that happens, I reports it to Randy Weber's office. Everything that happens, I report to Dennis Barning's office. But has Dennis Barning did anything? And he's the state representative. Well, what are we supposed to do? That's what Nancy says all the time. What are we supposed to do? Well, I guess you are a state elected official. What is he supposed to do? What is his job description? Not do anything? No, he don't. No one answers to him. If that's the case, we don't need him. We need somebody that's going to stand for the people. Same thing with Randy Weber's office. That's the federal office. If the state doesn't do anything, the federal office is supposed to uphold civil rights laws. But the federal office in this county doesn't do anything to uphold civil rights laws. I have numerous complaints on file over at that office. I have numerous complaints that I asked for them to send to the FBI. I called the FBI. They said they have received nothing from Randy Weber's office. Not one time have they received anything from Randy Weber's office. So my concern is, Miss Armstrong, where is the statements and the complaints that I filed in your office? Where did they go? They never made it to the FBI office in Houston because I called them. And they said they have never received a complaint out of your office. So I'd like to know where they went. On a serious tip, this county is corrupt. This city has been corrupt for a long time. And now they want to vote in a precinct 1 and 2 judge. And they want Mr. Smith out of Clute to come to Freeport. A lot of y'all like him. That's fine. I don't like his policies because he's not fair to people of color. He could say, like he told me, I have a lot of colored friends come to my barbecues out there outside in Bailey Prairie over there. I even had a colored man that was sick sleeping on my couch. I heard a lot of white people say that's racist. They say a lot of things about colored people. I don't look at people as color. I look at people as an individual, and I look into their heart to see what kind of man or woman that they are. I don't categorize people by their skin color or their race. So that turned me off with him right there when he say he have colored people for friends. What color you talking about? Green men from Mars or what? You know, I have all kind of people that's my friends. I don't have them by color. I have people in my family I have a multiracial family. And I come out of a multiracial family. So what do you mean by colored people? That's my case right there. And Mr. Ripley, the constable at precinct 1 and 2, oh, he definitely wouldn't be a good judge for precinct 1 and 2. That will be the biggest mistake that you make in your life for the citizens of Freeport and Brazoria County. That will be one of the biggest mistakes that you make in your life. That will bring the good old boy system back to Freeport. Exactly. Mark my words. You think it's hard now for African Americans and Latinos and anybody else, Muslims that's in our community. Oh, it will be so bad in this town and in this county. The death rate will go up. Police shootings will go up. Because these people are not about the law. They're about party and they're about racism. The only one that we really can trust for that precinct 1 and 2 position, that would be Jack Brown, but he has a job, or Norma Garcia. That's the only two that we can really depend on and trust as citizens of Freeport and in Brazoria County. Because the rest of them, you cannot trust them. Sure as Jesus Christ sitting in heaven. This is just one man's opinion. God bless you. God keep you is my prayer. But Mr. Brimage and Mr. Pines, please give me a call. We should not have to live in fear. And we have you guys that protect us. Be blessed.